everyone, I'm Tony from sbproductionstudio. Welcome back. This is the second part of this series that I want to do about creating music. Last time I spoke about different ways of people to create music. Some of them do it by creating a melody first, then the chords. Some people create chords and then melody. So I want to come back to a thing that happened to a guy that was writing music. He changed things up. As you can see, change is good. Even I did some changes around. I fresh coat of paint in the studio, hung up a few guitars, and yeah, it kind of changed the atmosphere of the studio here, and creativity kind of changes too. So what I want to come to is changing ways. I had a guy that came here and he was stuck on writing a music, and he was writing a melody, and he just couldn't find the chords behind. He just couldn't find the chords, and he was going around and around. And after a while, I told him, listen, I go, why don't you change your way of doing things? I go, so why don't you grab a chord progression without listening to the actual melody, and kind of write down a chord progression that you know feels right for you. And as a matter of fact, the guy did it, and he did the chord progression, and at the end, the melody that he originally wrote did not fit with those chord progression, but he ended up finding a super melody for that one. And eventually, when he came back to the other original melody, once he finished writing the second song, the first song, he just happened to fall into the chords, no problem. He just needed just a little change. So my second advice to you is change. Try to find different people to play with, different people to write music with, different way of writing. Maybe one day you can hit a mental block and you say, well, you know what, I just can't seem to find the chords behind this and behind this melody. And sometimes it's good to just change it up, do something else, you know, work on another song, or just do something totally different. Another story I have this guy that's just starting to learn how to mix music. His name is Stevens. So I hope that you recognize yourself, Stevens. His problem is when he gets inside a mix, and he tries so hard to make it perfect that, you know, he jumps left, right, up and down. He's not structured in the way he mixes a song or masters a song. So many times I give him many advice, and he always seems to be stuck in the same loop. So even if you mix out there, if you're mixers or recording engineers or whatever you are out there, and you're stuck, let's say you're trying to mix a song and then it doesn't work, try to change it up. If you know that you always mix your drums this way, and for some reason on the song it's not working, try another way. Ask other people that you have inside that you have as friends, other people that record like you, that you know, that mixes like you, people that you know that you could talk and exchange a few words. See how they do it. Or the perfect place is YouTube, right? Because you're watching this on YouTube. So perfect place is go on YouTube, see how they mix the drums, because it doesn't mean that every single mix you do, you're gonna mix the drums exactly all the same way. Yes, 80 to 75% will stay the same. If you always do the same genre of music, instead like you always do rock no matter what, yeah, chances are that mix of you mixing the drums is gonna work on every single song. But it doesn't mean that when you come to a slow song or I don't know, like some rap or R&B song that have a bunch of drums and snare inside, it doesn't mean that the way you're gonna mix your drums when you do your rock song, it's gonna work on that song. So basically what I'm trying to say is change it up, no matter what. Change your room, change the atmosphere that you're in to create. You know, sometimes people enter a room and they're like, oh, I could create in this room, and they for some reason they get creative, and then they just enter a room and then the room just doesn't do it for them. So change it up, change your room, change the way of doing music, change the people even you write music with. Sometimes you'll be very surprised what can you accomplish. So I hope this helped you guys out, and stay tuned for my third video coming in the next couple weeks.